So this is CoryxKenshin. He's one of the gaming YouTubers I still follow. I've unfollowed a lot of gaming YouTubers because a lot of them have gone stale, a lot of them changed their content to stuff I just don't vibe with. Susan Wojcicki and her underlings lie to creators constantly. They lie because they give you BS reasons, which I'm fairly confident a few of them are illegal, for why they can't tell you the actual rules, for why they can't tell you how the algorithm works, all sorts of stuff like that. Like, they're only doing that so that that way they can get away with doing whatever they want to, like, a manipulative extent. They have hundreds of thousands to possibly millions of people on the mod team at YouTube. Allegedly. They don't, because they don't even have that many employees. Because it's very obvious that it's like a AI that's doing it. Even if it wasn't like the devil, even if like the inevitability of Ultron wasn't a part of the discussion, AIs are still hysterically unreliable now. Siri on my phone has never been right about anything. She doesn't hear me correctly, she doesn't speak things correctly, she doesn't even search things correctly. AI, as we know it, is not reliable. When I hear the general gist of like, oh yes, the appeal system immediately vomited a no back to me, I am like, okay, yep, that tracks. I believe that. I've been on that end. I have videos that I can't upload. I have full streams that I can't upload because some perceived slight. Cutting the videos differently, I've tried having my editor cut them differently, I've tried certain censorship, I've tried certain things like that. YouTube needs to be cut and dry with its creators, and if it can't manage to do that, why bother with any kind of regulation? What I think needs to happen is I think we need to have a YouTuber strike. As many YouTubers as humanly possible need to band together. And they need to not upload, not watch, not like, not comment, nothing. And that needs to go for at least a week. I think if we can get well over 1,000 big YouTubers to step away for just over a week, dude, Susan Wojcicki would crawl on her knees to PewDiePie. She would crawl on her knees. Investors can't ignore that. If YouTube had a week where millions of people did not watch YouTube because all their YouTubers didn't upload, you laugh, you probably deny, it's gonna be another Twitter situation. It's gonna be another Twitter situation. Except no one's trying to buy you. No one in that situation is trying to buy YouTube. So YouTube can't sue anybody. YouTube can only sit back and cry. Susan Wojcicki can only sit back and cry. The investors are going to go, okay, what's the deal? Why? And what's going to happen is the investors are going to walk up and say, what's the deal, Wojcicki? Why are we losing money? We are hemorrhaging money right now. Why? And she's not going to have an answer. Because, newsflash, YouTube and their head honchos don't listen to creators. And it's not provocateur channels or anything. It's just like, one of my favorite channels was like a history channel. He did like World War II videos. Some of the best videos I've ever seen. I can't remember his name now because I unfollowed him because he stopped uploading. Because what happened is he made a video, he said, I can't make money here anymore. YouTube demonetized me because they don't like history. I can't teach history because now when I say the word of the guys who are branded villains in the World War II, now they strike my video. They strike my channel. So I'm going to stop uploading, and you guys can just watch the videos I had on my channel. The fact that someone had to make a video like that is appalling, and Wojcicki should be ashamed. But she doesn't care. Because, like every other head honcho, like every Kevin Feige or Kathleen Kennedy or David Zaslav is a bad comparison, but David Zaslav. Every decision they make is governed by how much money they are getting, as well as their empathy.
YouTube. You guys either play favorites, you are racist, or it's a mix of the two.
Calling it now, it's a mix of the two. There's no question about it. There is no question about it. Here, I'm going to show you guys a YouTuber real quick who did an excellent video on this. He like exposed the algorithm where he like did like a big experiment. He had uploaded hundreds of like short videos that were just black screens with the word, with like a spoken word. It was like black, white, homosexual, gay, straight, pansexual, yada 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 yada. And YouTube, the algorithm unequivocally flagged a lot of minority-related terminology. And this isn't me white knighting. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's good to have an algorithm that flags anything on any side automatically, because that leaves no room for nuance. A left-wing YouTuber such as Hassan can get away with the most egregious, horrifyingly out-of-pocket, out-of-touch, disgusting takes humanly imaginable. I've watched the videos myself because I thought they were fake. Meanwhile, you got people like Matt Walsh or Steven Crowder who are provocateurs, yes, but they won't even get flagged for like provocateur stuff. They'll get flagged for like simple common sense.
August 18th, I uploaded The Mortuary Assistant.
Should I stream this game? Everybody talks about how scary and horrifying this game is. Y'all have seen me. I'm very bad with horror games.
I appealed the restriction. Hey guys, I'm not sure why mine got age restricted. Could you look into this? Appeal rejected. They doubled down. The policy team said, no, Corey, your video is restricted for good reason. We're not going to tell you why, but it's restricted. That's our final decision.
YouTube treats all of their creators like they're 3-year-old children and like they're parents to 3-year-old children. And those of you who have like, even the people who have like the best relationship with their parents know exactly what I'm talking about. You're wrong because I said so. Don't ask. Take your punishment and go. That's how YouTube talks to their creators. Shut up. Shut up. You're wrong. Go. Go stand in the corner.
I sent them an email. Hey, could you look at this? This is some weird stuff going on. Only my video got age restricted. My YouTube rep, who isn't on the policy team, he looked at my video and he said, hey, it could possibly be this part at the end where the woman was battling some depression. I go to Markiplier's Mortuary Assistant Part 3, and he had the same situation going on, and his video wasn't age restricted. So
German American? Why did I think he was Korean? Oh no, Clifton M. Fishbach is a German American. Okay, so his mom is Korean. Okay, so he is still white. He's white and Korean. Okay. I was so confused. I was like, I know I ain't tripping. Anyways, back to
Markiplier has this situation in his video, but his isn't age restricted. Could you send that to the policy team and see what they say about that? What do you think happened after that?
Probably radio silence, because that's what YouTube is notorious for. If you one-up them in any way, they will not respond, and they will A, make your punishment worse, B, wipe it all away and try to hope and pray that you'll not mention it to anyone, or C, they will do absolutely nothing until you get on Twitter and cause a crap storm. So I know it's kind of lame to throw 3 guesses out, but it's one of those 3.
They came back.
Okay.
And they removed my age restriction.
Oh.
They took it off after they already rejected my appeal.
I'm actually more surprised they reversed it rather than tripled down and just age restricted him too. This actually speaks volumes more. All the momentum of the first video has been voided for nothing now. That is true. I have uploaded, like, I'm not comparing myself to his situation necessarily. I'm saying the last part about all the momentum of the first video has been voided for nothing now. he's not wrong. If YouTube strikes you and you appeal it and they grant you freedom, it almost doesn't matter because your video is basically DOA. Dead in the water, dead on arrival. Like my Morbius video, it's a okay viewed video. It has like 173 views, I think, or something. I have a feeling with how the algorithm works and how the length was and how well edited it was and like how fun it was and the tags I had on it, if YouTube hadn't struck it on phony grounds, I feel like it would have gone farther and it would have done a lot for me and my channel. So a lot of people did see it. Like 170 something people did see it. Hope y'all enjoyed it, by the way, if any of y'all see this. But yeah, I've seen firsthand how the algorithm will your video if you get struck. Now here's my prediction. They struck his video again, and then they struck everyone else's to cover their tracks. Because they're like, oh dang, one of the biggest black gaming creators. I think he is the biggest black gaming creator. He just called us out. We have to cover our tracks. Because that's what YouTube does. They will cover their tracks and then hope and pray to God that you do not raise a fuss.
I would like to sit down with the policy team and figure out why my video was flagged in the first place.
It's beautiful that he thinks they're going to give him the time of day for a sit down. PewDiePie himself could not sit down with someone. H3H3 was handpicked to sit down with Wojcicki because she knew he'd kiss up to him. She knew he would kiss up to her. That is the only reason H3H3 got to sit down with Susan Wojcicki. She knew she could turn him into a coddled mouthpiece. She knew, which is why he was handpicked. Not PewDiePie, not CoryxKenshin, not anyone else. She knew he would suck up to her so fast and shill all their policies so fast, that's why he got in. That's why he got in.
Actually, number one,
I do not have proof of that, but observe his behavior before and after he met with her, and then hear his story about how he met her. It's pretty obvious that that's what went down.
Who was the human reviewer? Because it's a human reviewer once you submit an appeal. Who was the human?
I think this is you giving too much credit to YouTube, because I don't believe that this is how it works, because so many times I get an email like that immediately that just says no or yes. I don't believe it. Also, I'm just a small channel. I don't get it near as hard as these bigger ones do.
Another day, another 2 days go by, and what do you know? They re-age restricted the video.
Oh, wow, okay.
They re-age restricted the video. I say, no way did they do that. I go to Markiplier's video now, and now his video is age restricted. They got caught with their pants down. They got called out, and then they had to go back and say, oh, whoa, okay, we see the narrative that he's kind of...
I'm dead right. We're dead on.
Hey, in all my years, have never seen a video get age restricted, de-age restricted, and then age restricted again. Have any of you ever seen that happen before? They
Nope.
saw that I saw that there was some unfair stuff going on, so then they tried to appease me by de-age restricting the video. I say, wait, why are you doing that? Because I sent Markiplier's clip, and then they say, oh, okay, well, let's just age restrict them both. Why is my channel so much more heavily scrutinized than my peers? My peers, and when I say peers, I mean people...
He's not the only one. Like, he's the one in question right now, but another one who gets it, like, really unfairly is Gideon. I don't even like his content. I just know for a fact he does things that are, like, way tamer than, like, people like Logan Paul or Jake Paul, and he still gets slammed way harder than any of them do. And I'm fairly confident it's because he's black. Because it's not just related to the mortuary assistant. He just explained how it's happened to him for years, and it only happens when he gets on trending. So it's one of those things where he showed like, what, 7 instances of it happening where it happened? Something like where he was like, oh, #1 on trending for Sifu, and then suddenly, bow, age restriction or something. It's one of those things where once is unfortunate, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. And he just showed, what, 7 instances? I won't even be afraid to say the name anymore. It's an Epstein thing. Like, 1 factor is unfortunate. 2 is coincidence. 3 is a pattern. Anything more? Okay, that's concerning now. Like, let's address this. Let's address this. This is it's a bit much now. Anything after 3 is a pattern. Remember that. That's a good metric. That saying is not wrong.
Log out of YouTube. Log out and go to YouTube. You'll see the people on the front page every single day. You'll see the favorites. Count how many are black. Count how many are of people of color. So then what does YouTube try and do?
None. Every time, unironically, every time I've gone into YouTube, he's not wrong. This is a trend. Because like I said, I've been a fan of him for like 5 years. I will search his playthroughs exclusively when I'm not signed into YouTube on, say, like a public laptop at like a college or on like a friend's phone who's not signed in or something. Sometimes it'll be really buried. And then on top of that, when you go to like a generic not signed in public page, he's not wrong. You see the same dumb copy paste, algorithm chasing, YouTube ball gargling white creators. Every time you see a corporation give a handout to black people, black creators, what have you, it does nothing. It does nothing. Like, black people applaud them. White knights and SJWs applaud them. Ultimately, it holds them back. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, rich coming from the white guy. I don't care. It's a fact. It holds them back. You're saying we don't believe you can succeed on merit, just like you said. Your merit, your effort, your work doesn't matter, because we're just going to spotlight a few of you through mandate, and then we're just never going to acknowledge you. It's one of the many reasons why, like, stuff like Black History Month, it doesn't get utilized properly, because instead corporations, websites, streaming services, etc., they use it for brownie points, and that's it. Yeah, that's embarrassing, YouTube. You should address that properly, and then you should fix your site. Because white or black, your site is still broken, even without the racism. The racism makes it even worse, though. Like, that's throwing napalm on an already humongous fire.
I can excuse racism, but I draw the line at animal cruelty.
You can excuse racism.
So,